All right, let's go ahead and dive into it. It was another awful Sunday for the Eagles, and Eagles fans are feeling the brunt of it. A terrible loss to the Giants, 27-10, and that completed a late season collapse that saw the Birds lose 5 out of their last 6 games. They were 10-1 at the beginning of that run of losses. Now they head to Tampa for the playoffs next Monday night in the wild card round. Let's recap yesterday's game and look ahead to the playoffs with Sean Bell from 94 WIP. Sean, good morning. How you doing?
Well, I mean, the Sixers are playing well right now. You know? They look decent. That's how I'm feeling right now.
Oh, man, so you're already ready to just cash it all in. I asked Sean what his thoughts were on the rest of the season. If A.J. Brown couldn't play, Sean said, you know what, go ahead and cancel the rest of the season right now. Why do you feel that way? What has you feeling so pessimistic about the Eagles going into next week?
They lost to the Giants. That's what has me so pessimistic. They lost to the Arizona Cardinals and the New York Giants, 2 teams that weren't playing for anything. All they were playing for was to embarrass the Philadelphia Eagles, and they looked terrible. More so than that, yesterday was a game that they wanted, right? Like the Dallas Cowboys were in a game. They were down 10-7 in the second quarter yesterday. They needed Dallas to lose so they can get the 2 seed. They were trying in the first half. And they looked that bad. They were down 24-0, right? When they started to when they decided to bench their starters at the end of the game, it was still 14-10 in the Washington game. It was still 14-10 in the second quarter when they benched Jalen Hurts. So they were trying to win that game, but they got thoroughly dominated.
Yeah, they really did. That was shocking to see, and they actually had starters playing. I know Devontae Smith was out, DeAndre Swift and whatnot, but still, as you said, they had the right guys in there to try to make something happen. Now, on the defensive side, we know that the defense has personnel issues, and the offense is loaded with big names. Why are they struggling so much? The defense has been completely porous really the whole season, but it's really shined through the last 6 games.
I mean, one, they're not as talented as we all thought. Right? Like they didn't bring back some of the people they needed to bring back. Alex Singleton, a guy who was a former Eagle, is breaking tackle records for his team down in Miami. You have TJ Edwards over with the Chicago Bears playing great. CJ Gardner-Johnson going to the playoffs with the Detroit Lions. We didn't sign back a lot of people that made us good last year. And because of that, we have a lot of empty holes, and we got a lot of young guys and a lot of rookies playing in spots they've never played before. So you have that. Now you have injuries in Reed Blankenship and Sidney Brown. And you remember Nakobe Dean was supposed to be your starting middle linebacker. He's out. So along with injuries and not having the talent, we've been getting exploited, and the coaching to go along with that has been terrible, right? Hassan Reddick is your best pass rusher, and all of a sudden, the new defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, puts him in spots where he's never been before. Matt Patricia is making him cover people instead of rushing the passer. Like, that's just not what you do with him. So It's bad coaching, lack of talent, all of the above with this team right now.
Sean, you are so right, man. I was so blown away to see Hassan Reddick in a defensive back stance and backpedaling to go into a zone coverage yesterday. I don't think I've ever seen him do that before, so that is a great point. Now, should Eagles fans have any confidence that they can beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next Monday night, as Baker Mayfield has had a resurgent year on that 1-year deal with the Bucs? He's playing ball like he's never played before.
1, 2, 3, Cancun. All right, get your vacation ready, get your trips ready. I'm telling you, I'm not even lying. I already booked a trip for mid-January because I feel a lack of confidence in this team going deep or winning a couple games. So no, you shouldn't feel confident in Tampa Bay. You lost a 3-win team in Arizona. You lost to the Giants. So no, going into Tampa is not looking good, especially because A.J. Brown has a knee. He'll probably end up playing, but has a knee. So him and Devontae Smith, problems, injured. Sidney Brown, Reed Blankenship, both hurt. Sidney's out for the season. Reed Blankenship, questionable. Like, with all the injuries. Oh, no, by the way, Jalen Hurts, dislocated finger. I mean, I know that's nothing, and he'll play with it, but still, that'll affect his accuracy. So tons of problems that I don't think this team could fix.
Tons of problems, a lot of injuries, Sean. I mean, I think we can kind of tell how this is going to go, but we're going to keep our fingers crossed that they might be able to pull it out. Hopefully, you know, he's still got to line up and play the game. But another big conversation that a lot of people are going to have in the offense on the offseason, no matter what happens, should Nick Sirianni be on the hot seat? He is the head coach, but he is also taking the blame for the play calling. He says this is his offense. What do you think about Nick Sirianni's future with the Eagles?
He'll still be the head coach next year. I mean, he made the playoffs 3 times in a row. No coach makes the playoffs 3 times in a row in football and gets fired. So he's still going to be there. What happens is all the coordinators are going to be fired. right? That's usually what happens first, right? All right, before you get rid of the head coach who's had some success, you get rid of all the coordinators. And if he doesn't have success next year, then Nick Sirianni will be fired. But he will be the head coach for this team coming into next year. We're just going to have new coordinators, which should help.
All right. Sean Bell, 94 WIP. Thank you very much for tuning in. And Sean, also, I think we got to take some positives away from this because it hasn't really been messy in the media. They've done a good job in that locker room, keeping it in the locker room and not really pointing any fingers or, blaming anybody like that. So at least there's that part of it, that the Eagles organization is, running well on the inside when it comes to personnel, not necessarily on the field. Thanks again for stopping by, Sean.
Thank you. Thank you.